Aja. Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen me properly, as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Hello everyone, I hope that I'm live right now, guys. If you guys are able to listen me properly, as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. How are you guys? Is everybody fine? How are you guys? Is everybody fine? Is everybody great? Please let me know, guys. Okay, awesome, awesome. Okay, guys. So just a quick revision. What have we studied in our yesterday's class? Just a quick revision, guys. What have we studied in our yesterday's class, guys? No, Oscar. What have we studied in our yesterday's class, guys? We studied about vectors, right? What about inside of vectors? What did we study with vectors, guys? What did we study with vectors? Basics of vectors. Okay, what are the basics of vectors, guys? What are the basics of vectors, guys, that we studied in our yesterday's class? We studied about push back, push pop, pop back. Okay, good. We studied about hash include vector. Okay, good. What else, guys? What else? What else did we studied, guys? We studied how to create a vector as well, right? How to initialize a vector into different ways, right, guys? Okay, good. So what we are going to do today is that we are going to move further with learning about vectors itself. Okay, there's a lot that we need to learn about vectors, right? So we'll move further, learning a little bit more about vectors, guys, and then we'll continue from right over there. Will that be fine, guys? Please let me know. Will that be fine, guys? Please let me know. Will that be fine, guys? Please let me know. Okay, good. So, Oscar, you also want to study about vectors with us? Huh? You'll also get into Google. Oscar the Google cat. Huh? No, you don't want to study. You want to study? Huh? I'm going to teach vectors today. So he's just happy being there. Okay, no issues in that. So let's get started, guys. Let's get started. So let me just open up your chat on my iPad first so that I'm able to see everything properly. Let's close this off. Okay. Give me a second, guys. Okay, so we'll start with some of the easy stuff itself, guys. There's no issues in that. Okay, we'll start with some of the easy stuff and then we'll continue from right over there itself. Okay, so let's get started. Let me share my screen and open up Paint for you guys. So, present, share screen, entire screen, share. paint. Okay, so start from right away here. So the first thing that we need to understand is a very simple thing itself. I don't think so anybody will be facing any kind of difficulties understanding this. Like I said, we don't know how many elements are there inside of the vector, right? When we create a vector, let's assume vector int, and then you are having a vector name as vec is equals to, and we are putting up 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Okay, we don't know what is the size of the vector, right? We don't know what is the size of the vector. We need to figure that out as well, right guys? We need to figure that out. So to figure out the size of the vector, you are having another attribute that is called as dot size property. Okay, so vec dot size will give us the size of our vector, guys. Let us look at this from a practical standpoint. What will be the answer? Okay, so we'll go back. We'll look at this from a practical standpoint, guys. So I'll just open up the C++ compiler, the same one that we were using yesterday itself. This is our number vector itself, right? The one that we created yesterday. Let us do a cout for this. Okay, so cout less than uh, num dot size, then parenthesis. So as you're able to see, this will give us the size of our vector. So that is how many elements are there inside of our vector. Let us run this and let us see what our answer is. As you're able to see in the output, we are getting the answer as 6. Are you able to see? The answer we are getting it as 6 itself. That basically means that there are 6 elements, and that is absolutely right. So the size of our vector is 6. What if we have added some new elements right over here? So num dot push back, and then we'll add 7 right over here. So now if we run this particular code, we are having a particular vector. We are adding a new element inside of that vector, that is 7. And we are checking what is the size of the new vector. So if we check that, the answer is coming up to be 7. So everything is working absolutely fine. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Very simple to understand this, guys. There's nothing too complicated about it. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Okay. The next thing that is there is, after you have learned about this, we need to make sure that, for example, I want to delete all the elements present in the vector number. I want to delete all the elements present in the vector number. That is my aim right now. Okay, so what I will do is I will write num dot clear. Okay, num dot clear. That will clear the entire vector for me. It will make the vector entirely empty for me. There will be nothing, no elements inside of the vector after this. It will clear the entire vector for me. So if I do this num dot clear and I try to print the number vector itself, as we're able to see, nothing will get printed because now the vector is empty. Now the vector is completely empty, and that is happening due to num dot clear. It basically is used to delete everything present inside of our vectors, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. The next particular thing that we need to understand is num dot front and num dot back. Okay, so cout less than base less than num dot back, and this will be front. As you're able to see, num dot front and num dot back will get us the first and the last element of our number vector. Okay, num dot front gives us the first element present in our vector. Num dot back give us the last element present in our vector, guys. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know, guys. So the vector still exists, of course, just that it is empty. It's an empty vector itself. Okay, so right over here, guys, num dot front gives us the first element of the vector. Num dot back gives us the last element of the vector. So if we run this, as you're able to see, we are getting 1 and 6. The first and the last element of the vector itself. Okay. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Now we have just learned about num dot clear, right? Num dot clear. There is another attribute that, if because we all speak English, we sometimes get confused between the two. That is num dot empty. Oh, I'm sorry. Num dot emp tymp. These are two attributes, two very different attributes out there, guys. Okay, num dot clear like deletes all the elements present in the vector. It makes the vector empty. Num dot empty basically tells you that is the vector having some elements inside of it, or is it empty. Okay, please try to understand this, guys. Please try to understand this. Num dot clear basically tells basically like deletes all the elements inside of our vector, guys. It deletes all the elements present inside of our vector. Whereas num.empty tells you whether your vector is empty or whether it is having some elements inside of it. For example, if I'm using num.clear and then I'm using num.empty, I will just see out it. See out less than num.empty less than and L. So num.clear will delete everything present in the entire vector. So it is an empty vector itself. If I run this, you will be able to see, we will be able to get 1 on our screen, guys. 1 basically means that yes, it is true that this particular vector is empty. That is what your num.empty will tell you, that whether the your vector is empty or not, or whether it has some elements inside of it or not. For example, if I don't use num.clear, if I don't use num.clear, I directly use num.empty. So we know that the vector is not empty. It has 6 elements inside of it. So if we run this, it will give us 0 as the answer. That no, this is not an empty vector. It has multiple elements inside of it. So please don't get confused between the two. Num.clear is used to remove all the elements from your vector. Num.empty is used to tell you whether your vector is having elements inside of it or not. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please do let me know. Great. Awesome. Okay. So now if we come back to our example, we need to understand something about iterables as well. So that is a very important topic for us. Let's assume this is our vector, guys. Let's assume this is our vector. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is our current vector itself. Now there is something called as pointers. Okay, please try to understand this. The concept of pointers are very important in almost every single programming language itself, especially during your competitive programming and data structures and algorithms. The concept of pointers in C++ becomes very important for you guys to understand. Okay, so like I said, these numbers will have an index to it, like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the indexes. They will also have an address associated with them as well. So if this is located at 2000, then this will be located at 2004, then 2008, then 2012, then 2016, then 2020, and so on and so forth. So in a similar manner, there is something called as pointer, which points to the address, where the value is being stored. So think about it, a pointer as a variable. Think about it as a variable itself. That instead of storing, so var, like you are having a variable called as, let's assume iter. Okay, you call it as iter itself. iter, iter. This iter variable basically stores the address at which you are storing your particular value. It basically points to the address itself. That is the reason why it is called as a pointer, because it is pointing to the position where you are storing your value. Are you guys able to understand this? It is pointing to the location where you are storing the value itself. That is the reason why it is called as a pointer. Usually what you will do is value a is equals to 1. That is, you are just storing the value inside of a. Here you are in the iter, you are storing the location, the address at which your value 1 is stored. The address or the location at which your value is stored. That is what is called as a pointer, guys. The pointers also have the same data type as the value that they are pointing to. For example, right over here, we are pointing to a value that is 1. So the data type of this pointer will also be equal to integer itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this concept of pointers, guys? Please let me know. Now, when it comes to vectors, there are two important pointers that will always be of great importance to you guys. The name of those pointers are the begin and the end pointer. begin, begin, and the end pointer. These are the two pointers that are going to be very, 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 let us put two more varies at the end, important for you guys when it comes to problem solving using vectors itself. And these begin and end vectors are inbuilt inside of vectors itself that are made available to you guys to use. The begin vector basically points to the first element of your vector, guys. So this is the begin vector. This is the begin pointer itself. This begin pointer points to the very first element of your vector, guys. This is called as the begin pointer. The end pointer points to the end, not the last element, the end of our vector itself. So the vector is ending at 2024. There is no element at 2024. Please do remember this. This is where our vector is ending. There is no point, there is no value at 2024 address itself. There is nothing right over there. It is completely empty. As you're able to see right over there, it is completely empty. It has nothing right over there. But it is pointing to the end of our vector, guys, not the last element. The begin points to the first element of our vector, the starting point of our vector itself, guys, whereas the end points to the end of our vector, that is after the last element, after the last element itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Why is the AC at 28? That is the reason why I'm feeling so hot. Understood? Okay. So let us look at it a little bit more practically so that you guys are able to understand. Okay. We'll start looking at it a little bit more practically, guys, so that you guys are able to understand this. Now, how to create an iterator inside? If I want to create a iterator of my own, begin and end iterators are something that are already present. These pointers are already present with vectors itself. They are inbuilt. What if I want to create my own pointer? I want to create my own iterable itself, and I want to point it to the first element, and want to call it as iter. I want to create my own iterable. I want to create my own pointer right over here. And we can definitely do that. Let us go back. Let us start doing it as well. So we'll go right over here. We'll take up the same number vector itself. We are not going to change it. We'll just come here. We'll create our own pointer itself. So vector int, and we'll have the iterator I hope that the spelling of iterator is not wrong. If it is, please do let me know, guys. ITER. I'm not like good with spellings, so I make a lot of spelling mistakes at all times. Now we'll point the iterate. We'll make the iter equal to vec dot begin. That is our pointer, guys. That is the pointer pointing to the first particular element, guys. Vec dot begin. Sorry, we have to point it to num dot begin. I'm very sorry. Num dot begin, guys. Because num dot begin basically points to the very first element of our vector, and that is what we'll be storing inside. We'll be naming it as iter, so that we are able to use it as well. So iter now points to the very first element of our vector, guys. It points to the very first element of our vector. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know. Now, if I want to print the element present inside of this particular iterable itself, okay, I want to print the value present inside of this particular iterable itself, then I can do that by cout less than star iter pointer iter itself less than end l. Okay, so this will print the value that is present inside of the area address that the iter is actually pointing to. Okay, star iter, that is how you basically get the value out of it. So if I run this, you will be able to see that we are getting 1 as the value that is present inside of our pointer itself. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know. So star iter, that is pointer iter. If I am doing that, then I am able to get the value that that pointer corresponds to. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Okay, before moving further, we will be taking up the attendance right now. So there will be two attendances today. I hope so. There will be two attendances. Even I don't know. I will be deciding it at the end moment itself. Right now, I've decided it's two attendances today. So we'll take up the first attendance right now itself. The attendance link will be closed exactly at 8:45. I'll be providing the attendance link only for 1 minute. After that, I will not be providing it anymore. The attendance link will be closed at 8:45, guys. This is the first attendance. Please start filling up the attendance right now. This is the first attendance, guys. Please start filling up the attendance right now itself. I'll be providing the attendance link only for 1 minute. After that, I will not be providing the attendance link. Attendance link will be closed exactly at 8:45. I think so. I've provided the attendance a lot many number of times, so I don't need to provide it again and again, I guess. The attendance link always works, guys. People have already filled up the attendance itself. I'm so sorry. The cat is a guy actually, it's not a girl. Oscar, इधर आजा बच्चा. अच्छा, आजा, आजा. So this is the cat. ये बजा. कैसा है बच्चा? क्या वेक्टर्स पसंद नहीं है तेरे को? हाँ? Oscar, did you like vectors? नहीं? So you want to go? You don't like coding? Okay, understood. Don't go where I'm teaching. Go down. Okay, no, this is why will the CEO get fired? She is just sleeping right now. She'll wake up, then she'll cause a ruckus in the boot camp room. So that's the reason why I've not brought her in up till this point of time. Okay. Okay, so were you guys able to understand this concept of like begin and end pointers itself? Could you please like let me know? Were you guys able to understand this concept of begin and end vectors, guys? Please let me know. This concept of begin and end vectors, even if you're not able to understand right now, maybe with practice a little bit more, you will be able to understand the core essence of it. Right now, you need to understand this is a very important topic. Okay, it begin pointer points to the first element inside of your vector, and the end pointer points to the last element of your, like, after the last element of your vector itself, guys. So you need to remember these things, okay? I'm so sorry. So let's continue from right over there itself. सर यूट्यूब से कितना कमा लेते हो? महीने के 8,000 रुपए. So if you guys don't know, YouTube doesn't pay DevTown at all. मतलब this month the what numbers we are able to see inside of YouTube is 8,000 rupees a month. We don't use YouTube as a monetary structure itself. I still have my job. I used to work for Google. After that, I've worked for various different companies itself. I've done a lot of freelancing. Till now as well, I'm still working. So from the morning to the evening 5:30 itself, I'm still in the office. After that, I take up boot camps, I take up classes, I take up career guidance sessions, all that I do. Okay, so we don't do this for money at any particular point of time. Even the courses that we have, whatever charge that we charge for the courses, we just use that to pay to our mentors, so that we are able to get mentors from Google, Microsoft, Amazon. We are able to bring best of them. They teach live inside of classes. So just due to that, we have to pay something to them. That is the reason why we charge something from our students. Otherwise, the boot camps, the events, everything, we usually keep it for free itself. We never aim to earn anything from this. I love teaching. I love interacting with new people. I love to like take up new topics, take up something that is a little bit more challenging for me. So that is the reason why we have all these classes and boot camps and everything. There's no other reason for that. And secondly, of course, because I wanted to make sure that you still have someone to talk to when it comes to your careers, someone who is able to guide you in the right direction itself. So that is the only reason why these boot camps are there, not for the money. We both of us, we earn quite well from our own jobs. My current job is paying me. I cannot say the CTC, but my CTC is equivalent to a Mercedes Benz E Class. So it's a good paying job. So I'm more than happy for that. Okay, so let's continue with the class itself, guys. And the next particular thing that we have to do, what were we doing? Okay, even I forgot what we were doing. So we looked at num dot begin, right? That was the last thing that we started out with, num dot begin. Why are you telling all these things? Somebody basically asked me that what is the earnings from YouTube. So that is the reason why I was just telling them. Okay. The broke million. No issues in that. Okay, so we were at num dot begin iter. We have completed all these things itself. Now, what if I want to make my iter move a little bit further? I want it so it is currently pointing to the first element of my vector because of num dot begin. What if I wanted to point to the third element of my vector itself, guys? What if I want to point to the third element of our vector, guys? So what we'll be doing right over here is you just have to write plus 3 right over here. That's it. Num dot begin, that is the first element of our vector, plus 3, that is 1, 2, 3. I'm shifting the pointer 3 steps further. I'm shifting the pointer 3 steps further itself. Okay, so that is how it is working right over here. Now if I run this, as you're able to see, now the iter will be pointing to the value. So it is currently running it. As you're able to see, it was first pointing to 1. Now I've added 3. So 1, 2, 3. So now it is pointing to 4. And as you're able to see, 4 is getting printed in front of you again. So please explain star iter once again. Okay, so this, what is happening right over here is that let us try to understand this. Many people are having this question. So when I'm creating, so this iter, okay, so first thing that we did was iter iter is equals to vec dot begin. Okay, iter is equals to vec dot begin itself, guys. That is, our iter is pointing to the first element of, it is pointing to that particular element itself. That means inside of the memory you are having iter is storing the value 2000, that is the address inside of it. Now I want to access the value that is there at the address 2000, that is 1. That is what I want to get. I want to access the value that is present right over there, guys. And to be able to do that, we use star iter. Star iter basically points to the value that is present inside of our pointer itself, guys. Iter is just a pointer. Iter is just a pointer itself. Star iter is the value present inside of that pointer. What is the value present at the memory location? What is the value present at the memory location of 2000 itself? That is what you are able to access using star iter. Okay, now if I do plus 3 right over here, if I do plus 3 right over here, what I'm saying is move this iter 3 steps further. Why is it not working? What I'm saying is move this iter 3 steps further. So 1, 2, and 3. Control V, and this is where it is now located, because I've written iter is equals to wait dot begin plus 3 itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. This is what we are trying to accomplish right over here, guys. This is what we are trying to accomplish right over here. Similar to that, num dot n basically points to the last element. Now you can actually use this to iter over the entirety of your vector as well. You don't have to use a for loop like what we were using previously. You can use this to go over the entirety of your array as well. For example, right over here, if I go back, I'll just delete everything. So we'll use this concept of iterables itself to iter over the entirety of our array. So we'll again create, vector itself. So vector int iterator erator iter, and then close, and we'll now use this for loop for your iter is equals to num dot begin iter not equal to num dot end iter plus plus. So what I've done right over here is I'm creating an iterator. I'm creating a pointer called as iter. Initially, the iter is equal to num dot begin. Okay, initially the iter is equal to num dot begin. Okay, now num dot end points to a particular location after the vector. After the vector. So num dot end is not a part of the vector. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Num dot end is not a part of the vector, guys. It is pointing to something at the end of our vector. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. So our iter, if it is moving further one by one, it should never. So as soon as it is equal to num dot end, that means the vector has ended. As soon as our iter is equal to num dot end, that means we have gone beyond our vector itself. Our vector has ended right over there. So our iter should never be equal to num dot end itself. That is what we have said. And every single loop will increase, will move the iter one step further itself. And then we have print out everything. See out less than star. ITER iter less than space, and then we'll just run this and everything should work absolutely fine. As you're able to see, we are getting 1 2 3 4 5 6 printed on our screen. Are you guys able to see this, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to see this, guys? Please let me know, guys. Can we give any name to our iterator? Of course, you can give it any name. IT, iterator, Shaurya, Rakesh, Oscar. Oscar, Kimcho bhai. Any name that you like, you can give it to your iterator. That is up to you guys to figure out what name do you like. Okay, the next thing that we're going to see is now again and again writing this entire big line of code just for this looks shit, so we'll just delete this. And so using that, we can actually use auto. Auto iter is equals to name dot begin, iter not equal to num dot end, and iter plus plus. So we have removed that entire declaration of iter itself. As you're able to see, yes, iterator is the keyword. We have removed the entire definition of iter itself, and we have replaced it with just auto. So this auto basically auto defines the data type of our iter by understanding your code. So here it is able to understand that this iter should be a pointer, and accordingly it will modify the data type of the iter itself. So you don't have to do that on your own. Okay, so as you're able to see, if I run this, it will run the exact same way. There's no issues whatsoever. Okay, so usually we prefer using auto instead of writing that entire big line of code. But that big line of code is also important to understand, because in some places they will be asking you inside of like interviews that, okay, do not use auto, use the original method itself. And if you don't know the original method, then what are you going to use? So I've told you both the big method as well as the small method as well. The small method is mostly for your exams. When you will be having coding exams, you can use this particular method. It is much more faster. And usually I prefer using IT. Auto IT is equals to num dot begin. That is also a better way of doing it. Okay. Why IT? Because it is much more shorter, cleaner, and this is what most of the people use. So this is usually I will be writing a for loop. Okay. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. One question I was having for you guys, I wanted to know from you guys. Yesterday I saw that most, like almost 60% of the students coming live to the class haven't subscribed to the channel itself. So is there some like like, are you not enjoying the classes? Are you not able to understand what I'm teaching right over here? Is it becoming too difficult for you guys to understand? Like, what is the scenario? Because I need to understand it, right? So that I'm able to improve myself moving further as well. So is there some problem that, because usually when I'm taking a boot camps, I see that 90% or 95% of the students have already subscribed to the channel, and it also helps us, because getting certificates from companies like Google, Amazon, we have to showcase them that yes, the students are understanding everything, they're enjoying everything, they're learning at the same point of time itself, they're becoming a part of the community. And that is the reason why these companies basically give us these certificates, right? So if there is any problems that you guys are facing, or you guys are not able to understand something, do let me know, guys. I'm always there to help you guys out at any particular point of time. Okay, you don't never have to worry about that. Okay, if any time of point of time, if you face any kind of problems, let me know. I will help you guys out. Okay, and I've already provided you guys with the link to our both Instagram as well as LinkedIn. Many of you guys connected with me yesterday. It was really great to see that. If somebody has still not connected with me up till this point of time, if you still want to connect with me, I will provide you guys with the links once again as well, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, you guys can connect with me on both LinkedIn as well as Instagram. Wherever you find it much more likely that you are going to uh, like ask questions or solve, I will be able to help you solve your doubts as well. Okay, I provided you guys with my Instagram ID as well. Anytime that you guys have any questions or queries, you guys can approach me right over here itself. Okay, which language will I prefer for placements? I will prefer that you guys use C++. The reason for that is even I use C++ for my exams itself. That is the reason why. Okay, we will have a career guidance session as well, guys. I know many of you guys will be having a lot of different questions and queries related to your own careers. I will have a separate session in one of the days to help you guys out. And don't worry, the number of days of the bootcamp has been increased. So because we have a lot to cover as well. Okay, so we'll stop right over here, guys, and we'll continue from tomorrow onwards. Will that be fine, guys? Please let me know. Will that be fine, guys? Please let me know, guys. We'll stop right over here and we'll continue from tomorrow onwards itself. Okay. Okay, guys. So, like I said, guys, if you guys want to connect with me on Instagram, I've already provided you guys with my link to the Instagram ID. It will be great to connect with you guys as well. Okay, thank you so much, guys, and then we'll continue in our tomorrow's class itself. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye.